All right, I had a great opportunity earlier this week at BYU football practice to catch up with Evan Johnson. Now, some of you may have noticed, number 21, starting for the BYU football program last Saturday against Southern Illinois at cornerback. Jacob Robinson got the start essentially as the nickelback or slot corner. And then opposite that, you had Mark Collins at corner as well. Well, who is number 21? His name is Evan Johnson. Who is he? What is he bringing to the BYU football program? And was he surprised by the fact that he got a spot start here for BYU? And is it a spot start? Could it be part of the rotation going forward? And what does he expect against SMU? All that and more in this conversation right here on Locked On Cougars.
How did you feel about your performance overall in that opener?
I felt I played good. I had a couple plays where I felt like I really could have played great, like that out route and those deep balls, just plays I could really go get the ball and really change the game. But other than that, I felt like I played good for my first game, got the jitters out. So now I feel like I'm really confident enough to go up against anybody. So that's a big thing for me.
Well, I was going to ask you about that because I think you're kind of the guy in the cornerback room that most people probably don't know at this point. How does that feel to kind of be that unknown dude out there?
It doesn't really bother me a lot, because, I've been putting in the work. So it's just cool to kind of see it really pay off now and just to be able to go out there and make plays and just have fun with my brothers. So.
Okay. What has led to you to getting to the point where you're at right now?
I would say just Coach G. He's just trusted me ever since I came out of high school. Going to a small high school where not many people go D1 or are playing. It's really good to have that trust, or a coach that trusts you and kind of guides you through all these ropes, who's been through the same thing. So I feel like he's been a big part in helping me get to where I am today.
How did he find you? Like, were you going to camps? Like, what's that backstory?
So Coach Clune, the old linebackers coach, he's from a town about 45 minutes from me. Okay. So he follows just a sports journalist around us. And one game I had 5 touchdowns and threw for 1 too. And so he kind of just hit me up. And then from there, it just kind of worked out. Came to my school, talked to me, and then I came out for my visit and I got the offer. So.
And I understand that you were mainly an offensive player in high school. Why the switch to defense?
Coach G just kind of saw my track times, my speed. I ran 10.41 in 100, so he saw that. And then a lot of my high school film is me being able to go up and get the ball. So just having those two skill sets, he kind of just knew that I was able to play DB.
Did it take you some time, though, to finally adapt to playing corner in particular full time?
Yeah, 100%. You asked me, corner is the hardest position in football. And coming from me, I didn't play defense at all. So really, for me, it was a mindset change. Just really changing that mindset from getting hit to hitting people, and then just learning the technique. I learned from a lot of great guys. I think Eddie was a really good dude to learn from. Garrett was another good one. And then just Jacob and Rob and Coach G, they've just helped me really perfect my craft and really find my technique that works best for me.
Now, you talk about cornerback being in a very difficult position to play. Obviously, it requires you to do multiple things at once. I guess I'm just going to speak for you here. We saw you out there with the first-string defense for a large chunk of that game on Saturday night, and was that validating that essentially all the work you've done has led up to you being a first-string player?
Yeah, it definitely has. It's good to, really see that work paying off, but, anybody in our room can go, we got Jaden Dunlap, Trey, Jonathan, Chica. Yeah. We got so many people in the room who can really go if they need to. So, even if I wasn't the one that had to step up, I know many other people would. So,
obviously, this week you guys got SMU headed to Texas. What changes for you, I guess, as a cornerback in this matchup versus maybe what you saw against Southern Illinois?
Not a lot of changes. Just trust the scheme and trust the film that I've been watching and just go make plays and just really trust my ability. That's one thing that my dad really embedded in me, is that I'm here for a reason and that, I can go up against anyone.
SMU seems to, and this is my perception, they run a lot of RPO action. How difficult is it as a corner to deal with the fact that, hey, this could be handed off or thrown at any point? Yeah,
I'm not too worried about that. Just in the games, those are all in-the-moment plays, RPO or not, you're going to go make the play, So I wouldn't really say that's a big deal for us as a corner room because, I know we got playmakers in there who are going to get the job done.
First road game of the season, what are you expecting?
Man, hostility.
Okay.
I'm excited, though, I'm excited to really hear people booing me, all that stuff, I want to be able to make a play and just hear the crowd all mad and stuff. So that's probably what I'm most excited for.
Now, we saw Jacob play a lot of that nickel, that slot cornerback role. So does that essentially force you up into the outside position that he vacates in essence?
Yeah. Yeah, but we also have many other dudes who can play nickel too. So, I mean, whether Jacob's on the outside or the inside, we got a great defense. So,
what is I don't know how to say this. What's the best part about going on the road as a college football player?
I mean, for me, it's getting to travel and see different environments, you know. I mean, being in Provo, you don't see a lot of diversity or a lot of different people. So, I mean, just being able to go out there and see the world and see the country, it's my favorite thing to do.
And how's your Big 12 experience overall been a year in now?
It's been great, you know. I feel like for me, the best part about it has just been the players that have came in, you know. Like, again, Eddie was a big player that really helped me develop my craft, and he really took me under his wing and, like, just helped me become the best I could be. So,
was it more like philosophy type stuff that he was helping you with?
Everything, whether that's from the playbook, which he's been in for a while, to the scheme, to technique, just telling me little stuff. I remember the biggest thing he's told me is, you can mess up, just don't mess up in the same thing twice. And that's been a big thing that I've kept, and I've kind of told the younger guys now.
Well, we got a philosophy in radio: once is a mistake, 2 times is a problem.
Yep.
So kind of similar, I think, in that respect. Now, you obviously are stepping in more into, I guess, leadership role. That's the last thing I wanted to ask you about. Looking at guys like Trey and Jonathan Kabeya in particular, what are you doing to essentially do what Eddie did for you?
Well, Trey and Jonathan, they got a lot of good resources too, you know. I'm definitely helping them, but they came in a lot more polished than I did, you know. They've been playing defense their whole life, so yeah, there's things they still need to work on and need help with, but a lot of the things that they know now I didn't know coming in. So I feel like they're more well prepared, and then just the resources we have now just kind of help better them.
Am I okay to call you the new Chris Wilcox? You know about Chris's background?
I don't.
Well, he was an offensive player in high school as well, and came in here and ended up going to the NFL as a cornerback.
No, I didn't know that.
So maybe that's your track, I guess.
Hey, maybe. I'm Evan Johnson, though.
All right, that's totally fine. Well, Evan, thanks for the time, man.
Yeah, no problem.
There you go. He is Evan Johnson. I acknowledge that. And crazily enough, he said he didn't hear about Chris Wilcox. I literally talked to him after we pushed stop on the recording. He had never heard about Chris Wilcox and his transformation from a primarily offensive player at the high school ranks into an NFL caliber cornerback. I was kind of crazy to me they had not ever broached that topic with him, but it really kind of feels like the same story here with Evan Johnson. But Evan looks the part, plays the part, and I'm eager to see what he can prove in his time remaining in his BYU football career. This is a young man who has emerged, I think, seemingly out of nowhere for a lot of us. And I mentioned that in the interview about a guy that kind of the mystery man when it comes to BYU's cornerbacks. I hear you guys ask me all the time about guys like Trey Alexander, who we talked about, Jonathan Kabeya, Marcus McKenzie, a lot of the young bucks in this cornerback room, but very rarely have I ever had anybody ask me about Evan Johnson. I think that's kind of the way he enjoys doing what he's doing. He's kind of flying under the radar, gets a start last week against Southern Illinois. And considering that Maury Bamba is still out due to injury, well, he very well could start once again this week against SMU. And if he reprises his role to the level he did against Southern Illinois, wouldn't surprise me if he continues to start for the BYU football program. So big thank you once again to Evan Johnson for having a chat, and really good to get to know this young man. He's got a gregarious personality. I really enjoyed talking to him. We talked for about 10 minutes after the interview as well, and really, really like that young man.